Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel, and thank you so much for stopping by. Today on the show, we have a brand new GTA 5 Online video, and of course, it is Thursday morning, so Rockstar has introduced their new GTA 5 Online weekly update featuring all new money bonuses, discounts, free money, as well as some limited time exclusive clothing rewards, and more, so like some limited time rare and removed vehicles that are featured back into the game. One of them you can see behind me right here. We're going to be talking about this vehicle along with all of the others this week that you can take advantage of, reviewing their performance, customization options, their costs, if they're actually worth driving or not, reviewing all of the discounted vehicles as well. We're just basically going to be talking about all of the biggest and most major changes that Rockstar made to GTA Online with this new week's update. So without further ado, let's get into things. Thank you guys so much for tuning back in, and let's get started. I actually kind of can't believe I'm starting off the video showcasing luxury autos, because typically it's just normal vehicles that you can get off in-game websites and they're hardly ever discounted. So I only talk about them when they feature like black stock rims or some other unique customization feature. And for this week, we have one of those. The Overflod Suzume, which released with the Money Fronts DLC. Well, it's got a new livery. You can unlock the new Spy Shots livery for this Overflod Suzume if you purchase this vehicle from Luxury Autos. You can see it right here. And also, are they black stock rims? I'm not actually too sure. I don't own this vehicle myself. I know it's new. I should have picked it up, but I heard that the customization options or even the performance weren't that great, so I never bothered. It is on 20% discount, so we'll go into more detail on this car when we talk about the discount section, but this is the new Spy Shots livery. You can get the close-up right here. It's pretty interesting looking. I'll also showcase an image from the Rockstar Newswire if you would like to see kind of what it looks like with a different paint scheme, because this car is in black and red right now, but the one in the Newswire photo is sort of like a gray or a silver with a red pearlescent and then a red secondary. It's a cool looking car. And yeah, while we don't have any drip feed vehicles left from the Money Fronts DLC, it is kind of interesting to get like a new livery completely randomly at some point in September here in GTA. Firstly, let's talk about some housekeeping items here in this game. Not that it really needs a true announcement, because can you believe it? It's already October next week, but Halloween and the Halloween event in GTA Online is returning to Los Santos next week. Rockstar says on their Newswire to dust off your favorite mask and prepare for Halloween beginning next week in GTA 5 Online, where you can fight off hordes of undead in snowy North Yankton, so that zombie survival is coming back. Plus, you can embrace the dark against a new foe. Plus, favorite modes and free mode events return, along with a bundle of rare treats up for grabs. Probably don't have a bunch of new content coming for this Halloween. It's probably just going to be a repeat of every single year, but it's always nice to get the Halloween stuff, especially for the new players logging in, or if you missed something from previous years, well, now's your opportunity to get it again. But in addition to that, let's talk about some of the free rewards you can get this week. Now, I know my character probably looks ridiculous here. Hear me out. If you just log into the game, you'll receive the Alpine hat, which is what I'm wearing right now, plus the gold Pisswasser shorts. They are under the sport pants utility section, the sport shorts, I should say. That's where you find them. There is no seasonal short section. The hat is found under seasonal, and you can pick it up right there. It's not the same as the Alpine, the normal Alpine outfit hat. This is the full outfit. It's the same hat, different color and brown to match the lederhosen, right? We don't have that. It's the green one as the free reward for this week. Nonetheless, you get that. Also, if you log in until October the 8th, you'll get the red and black Pisswasser t-shirts and also the limited time Pisswasser livery for the Eberhard Titan 250D. Those are the free rewards that continue for Oktoberfest here in GTA Online for the next couple weeks. And then we also have the Gerald reward, which is just collecting 1 G's cash and completing all of Gerald's last play missions, and you'll be rewarded with $500,000 after 72 hours. We'll talk about this with the money bonuses because it ties in with the Gerald missions, but that is some free money you can get for this week here in GTA Online. Now, let's talk about the money bonuses for this week here in GTA Online. The first one I want to mention, the simplest one that every player should be doing anyway, no matter if there's a money bonus on it or not. It's the G's cash. Normally, this pays you out between, I would say, $15,000 or maybe even $14,000 to $20,000. So this week, expect to earn about $28,000 to $40,000 with the double money. You collect this G's cash, go to this location. You need to look in a few specific areas to find the cash, but you pick it up, you get that money, plus you get an ammo refill and an armor refill. You can do this once every single real life day. Along with that, all of the Gerald contact missions are also paying out double money and double RP. The normal Gerald missions are obviously kind of a waste of time, just like when we had the Simeon's bonus a few weeks to like over a month ago, I think, right? The normal Simeon's missions weren't really paying that well, but the Simeon's Premium Deluxe Repo work paid well. And same thing for this week with the Gerald contact missions. Normal Gerald contact missions are kind of whatever, like Chumash and Grab, but the Gerald's last play missions are what you want to focus on, because you're going to be making more money per contact mission with those, expect, you know, about 4 to 6 minutes of work per job and about $35,000 to $45,000 per mission, maybe even a little bit more depending on the type of one it is. Plus the weekly challenge for this week, complete 3 Gerald's Last Play missions and you'll receive $100,000. In addition to that, if you complete all 6 Gerald's Last Play missions, you'll also get a $500,000 bonus for doing that. So you're making the double money plus the 100K for completing 3 of them, and you complete all 6 and you're making an extra 500K on top of that. So 600K just for playing all of them just once, and you'll get the double money for the missions. All special vehicle races like the Cunning Stunts DLC races, you're making double money and double RP. The Assault on ATT 16 as an adversary mode returns to the game this week. We could check that out real fast. Obviously, as an adversary mode, that's paying out double money and double RP, and the community combat series. And like I said, that weekly challenge, complete 3 of the Gerald's Last Play missions, and you'll make 100K for that. So I'll be talking about that in my money guide here tomorrow. I just wanted to briefly overview the bonuses so you know what to expect on the channel for this week, as well as your own week of GTA Online money grinding. Now we're here at the Diamond Casino and Resort checking out the Lucky Wheel podium vehicle for the week. And I gotta be honest, we have such an interesting selection of free vehicles because they're kind of expensive. Both this one and the LS Car Meet Prize Ride we're gonna be talking about next, but neither are that good performance-wise. So if you're confused on even what this car is, this is the Cheval Taipan. This is inspired by the Hennessy Venom F5, and honestly, it's got, for like this big of a car, for how crazy performance that you should have with a Hennessy modified vehicle, surprisingly quiet engine, acceleration's pretty average. This is a supercar. With this, you also get decent enough traction and pretty good stability just thanks to how this game is coded in the in-game files. The top speed is 123 miles an hour, which back when this released used to be, I guess, decent for a sports or superclass car, but now it's gonna lag behind basically any other newer supercar that's released since then. But I would say the worst part about this vehicle is it's cursed by every single advanced handling flag in the game. So the early upshifting and engine resistance, over revving, or I guess that's engine resistance, I should say. The car doesn't want to shift with that advanced handling flag. It has the bouncy suspension. Overall, this car just feels like a lot of wasted potential, kind of quirky handling. I can't recommend it competitively or really even casually, but because it is the Lucky Wheel, I mean, you can get basically a $1,980,000 car for $0. Not sure what you want to do with it. That's up to you. I still just want to win the vehicle to get it off the podium, or just get the other prizes. I mean, you should be spinning the Lucky Wheel every single day anyway. Even if you're not gonna ever win the car, just get it for the other rewards. You can get some money, RP, some clothing, whatever. We almost got the vehicle. We got 50K though. I'll take it. And here we are at the LS Car Meet checking out the prize ride for this week, which I gotta say I was not expecting to see in this paint job and color scheme with the Nature Reserve livery. That red tiger makes it look really cool, but this is the Ubermacht Revolter. This is a $1,610,000 vehicle. In order to unlock it, you need to place top 4 in LS Car Meet Series races for 4 days in a row, I believe. Let me just confirm it right here. Yes, that is the correct challenge. Now, between this and the Taipan, you know, if you get them both for $0, you're saving $3.6 million on these cars. $1.6 million for this, $1.98 million for the Taipan. But that being said, is the Revolter also a decent pick here like the Taipan? Or should I say, is the Revolter worth getting? Just like one can argue the Taipan isn't worth unlocking, even though you just need to spin a Lucky Wheel. Well, let's talk about it. So, with this car, acceleration, if we're just talking about acceleration, it's actually pretty good because you get basically no wheel spin, and it's going to beat out a lot of sports and even some super class vehicles off the line. It's all-wheel drive, so you're going to get decent traction from that. Pretty good handling if you want to take it off-road, or if you're going, you know, super fast around a corner, you're not going to have any oversteer. I guess maybe, in fact, if anything, you're going to get a little understeer. That said, though, top speed is pretty bad. It's only 116 miles an hour. You can actually equip some front-facing machine guns on this car, so it is weaponized, and that or has the ability to be weaponized, which actually is pretty cool. It's inspired by the Cadillac Escala concept vehicle, so pretty bold, pretty luxurious, you know. I don't know why it's an Ubermacht vehicle. That's the BMW manufacturer in this game. By no means is this a meta pick for a vehicle. It's not really great for aggressively driving around the map, money grinding, just kind of casually money grinding even, but is it a little bit stylish? I kind of think so. I like the look of it, honestly. It's just a massive vehicle. I mean, I would take this over some of the other Enus luxury vehicles, right, and go for this thing. And the prize ride challenge is easy enough to complete. It's just whether or not you want to do a race for 4 days in a row. Jumping into this week's vehicle discounts, let's check it out. On Legendary Motorsport, you can get the new Overflood Suzume, which released with the Money Fronts DLC for 20% off this week, or $2,459,000. In addition to that, feel free to pick up the Overflawed Entity XXR for $1,613,500, plus the Vapid GB200 for $658,000. Both of those vehicles right there are 30% off. The Emperor ETR1 is also 30% off. You can get this for $1.4 million this week. The Truffaut Z-Type is also 30% off. You can get this for $665,000 this week. On Southern San Andreas Super Autos, the Vapid Firebolt ASP that released with Agents of Sabotage at the end of last year, you can get it for $1.326 million or 30% off. The Bravado Hot Ring Hellfire you can get for $1,267,000 at 30% off. The Zirconium Journey 2 is an RV available on Super Autos, and you can get this for 30% off. Plus, we also have the Classy Draugr that's featured here. This is 30% off for the week, $1.3 million or $981K with the trade price. This is absolutely worth picking up. This is basically the best off-roader in the game. If it's not the best, it's tied for #1 off-roader in the game with the Canis Camacho. I like the Classy Draugr though. Get this thing. It freaking rocks. And then on Warstock Cash and Carry, you have a couple vehicle discounts. The Titan 250D is discounted for another week. You can get this for 25% off or $2.739 million this week. And it's not that often we have this vehicle for sale, but it's for sale again, $1.115 million, or excuse me, $1.155 million, the Turreted Limo. So you can get this vehicle for 30% off. This is something that's fun to use. It seats 5 individuals, 4 passengers, plus you can have a gunner on the turret. You obviously need a second person to man that minigun, but this is a fun vehicle to use in the free roam as well. If there's like a war going on, you want to get involved, this thing, you know, blows up pretty fast. It does have some armor plating, but it's not an Amani Tech vehicle or anything like that. It would be crazy if this thing got Amani Tech upgrades though. At the salvage yard for this week in game, let's check out the vehicle robberies, because what we have here are available through October the 1st. So this Vapid Click that you can see right here, this is the standard range vehicle for the week featured in the McToney robbery. Then next up, the Vapid Dominator GT is this week's mid-range vehicle featured in the cargo ship robbery. Then we wrap up with the top range, the Anus Paragon R featured in the Gangbanger robbery for this week. Obviously, as you can see by the lack of garage icons in the bottom left-hand corner of these vehicle thumbnails, none of them are claimable. At the LS car meet this week, let's check out some of the vehicles, one of which you guys saw from the intro of this video. We'll talk about this one, but I want to talk about it last. Let's move on to this one first, actually. This, the coolest looking car for the week. Looks kind of like a clown car. It's the BF Bifta, which is a dune buggy in this game. It's got a deceptive appearance, let me tell you here. Pretty fast top speed for a buggy. It's 108 miles an hour with really good acceleration. This thing is unbelievable off-road. Obviously, it looks really quirky, and it's going to struggle with stability if you're on like super bumpy type trails, like if you're out at Raton Canyon or something. The braking's pretty bad. The handling's just fun. It's a treat. Open cabin design, so, you know, you're going to get headshotted. You're quite exposed, so just be careful driving this thing in a public lobby. But as a buggy goes in this game, I will take this over the Dune FAV any day of the week for just like messing around off-road. And if you do want to buy it, it's not that expensive either, $75K. Just buy it for the fun of it. And it's in like the bar bubblegum soda colors of like that light pink and blue right there. Next up, the Dubocci JB700. This is not the JB700W, so it's not weaponized, despite the fact that you have these front-facing machine gun props here on the fenders. This is a pretty cool classic sports car in the game. Acceleration is just going to be decent. Top speed is really nice. Super lightweight, got a sleek low profile. It is prone to oversteer because it is a rear wheel drive car. Obviously, it's based on that Aston Martin DB5. The James Bond mobile has excellent crash resilience. It's really good at drifting, pretty durable, and like I said, it's really stylish. If you do want to pick it up, this car is going to run you $350,000, and you could throw this in your classic sports car garage if you so choose. Then we have the Grotti Carbonizare. So this is the one I was using in the intro. It's highly sought after just because of the fact that it is a rare and removed vehicle since the San Andreas Mercenaries update, and it did not return to the game with Agents of Sabotage, and it did not return to the game with Money Fronts. But it's back this week for a limited time. Performance-wise, how would I describe it? Just very balanced. Good acceleration and good top speed. It's very easy to control and falls somewhere between having a lot of understeer and having a lot of oversteer, so it's just right in the middle right there. It's just a middle-tier sports car. It's ideal for new players who want something reliable yet really fast. And to get started with this vehicle, you can buy it for $195,000, which is basically nothing in today's age of GTA Online. Here we are at Simeon's Premium Deluxe Motorsport, car dealership and in-game vendor for this week. Let's check out the vehicles we have on offer, because all 5 of these are rare and removed for purchase from in-game websites, but they're featured back at this vendor for a limited time this week for you to pick up. So let's start off going left to right. This right here is the Lampadati Michelli GT. Now, in this game, this car is just going to feature basically average performance. It's in the sports classics category. You get really good grip, especially if you're on like a super twisty track with a bunch of sharp corners. This thing is really good for that. It kind of lacks in the top speed department, especially just obviously in a straight line, but it's pretty compact. It's got a nice bouncy suspension, so if you want to use this as like a rally vehicle, it's pretty fun. But if you get kind of nudged or something like that, just be careful of rolling over, especially if you know, pop a curb as you're taking a turn. You know, be careful you don't flip from that, because the center of gravity is kind of high on this car as well. It's stable enough off-road despite it being bouncy. Like, you're not gonna like wipe out or lose control and spin out and stuff like that. Cost-wise, let's check it out. $1,265,110 purchase price. Next up, this is the Bravado Verlier. I really like this car. It's based off the Wiseman GTM F5, but you also get some TVR Sagaris vibes in here. With this car, I'd say you get nice high top speed, and it's kind of combined with some really responsive handling. Again, really good for taking sharp turns. You are going to experience a little bit of loss in those really tight corners, just in terms of speed, just because of the fact that, you know, this thing, I don't know what it is, like, you don't really understeer, but you just lose speed when you take a turn, just naturally. I mean, obviously, but like more than you would think with a car when you try and take a corner. It's really bad with crash deformation, so apply those armor upgrades. The coolest thing about this car, though, isn't really the performance. It's the engine and exhaust note and sound, and obviously the look as well. It's visually appealing. It's audibly appealing. I think you should add it to your garage, and it is going to cost you $695,000. Next up, the Entity XF. Obviously, this is a legendary OG supercar from the original lineup of GTA Online. You get super rapid acceleration. Top speed is 125 miles an hour. It's still highly competitive, even among newer vehicles for racing nowadays. It has exceptional handling, amazing grip, pretty good steering. It's still like, it's not absolute meta for racing, but it's still like a top tier choice in general. Like, it's held its own this whole entire time. For a vehicle that came out with the launch of GTA Online, the fact that this thing is still as good as it is and hangs in there with the big dogs of today, I think that's awesome. The only downside is you have limited customization options, but like, what else would you want to change about this car besides adding a nice spoiler? I mean, this car looks perfect as is, and it's going to run you $795,000 this week. Next up, the Karen 190Z. I gotta be honest, I really like this livery on here. This is a very beginner-friendly vehicle. It's ideal for beginner drivers just because of the performance of it. Super easy handling. I would say it's some of the best I've seen in the game for handling. Like, you just don't lose grip. It's very easy to execute some tight turns with this car, or even if you want to drift around a corner, or not even drift, but just kind of like power slide, you could do it in the 190Z. Acceleration isn't going to be top tier. Top speed's also only 110 miles an hour, but it's got pretty good suspension that's going to absorb a bunch of bumps and stuff like that, so you don't have to worry about losing traction just because of the fact that the suspension's bouncing all over the place like it would with the Michelli GT, for example. This thing is rear-wheel drive, but it's still very stable, nice and smooth, and good enough off-road as well. The cost, though, is that beginner-friendly? At $932,000, probably not, but just in terms of general driving and performance, it is good for a new player who just doesn't know how to drive a car in this game just yet. Then we have the Invitero Coquette. This is one of the faster OG cars that released in this game. Got a super high torque engine. It is very powerful. You get a little bit of oversteer with this car, nothing too crazy. I feel like this is just as good as the OG Dominator in this game, but better. It's rewarding. It's kind of a tricky choice in terms of learning how to drive because of the fact that the OG Dominator has a little bit of oversteer. I mean, like I said, it has some oversteer, but also depending on the speed you're going, you could plow because you have some understeer. So like, I wouldn't recommend going all the way up to this car's top speed and then diving into a corner. You definitely want to slow down for a vehicle, or with a vehicle like this. It's just very unique handling. You'll learn as you go. If you want to purchase it though, $138,000. That's going to give you a ton of value right there. If you guys are watching on Thursday, September the 25th for the year of 2025 here in GTA, this is the location of the gun van today because we're going to talk about the gun van stock and selection. You can see we're in the downtown Vinewood parking garage location. So I'll zoom into the minimap. You can see it right here. And when it comes to the items that you can actually get from the gun van, so if you guys are on Enhanced for PS5, Xbox Series XRS, or PC, you can get the L. Strickler military rifle that's featured back as an item at the gun van, and it is 50% off. You also have this baseball bat that's featured here with this cool livery on it, I guess, or this kind of skin with a baseball bat. It is a free weapon. The knife is also available here. The stun gun is going to be free if you're a GTA Plus member, so you can get it for $0 out of the gun van. It's not going to cost you any money from your in-game account. The precision rifle is featured here. This is the 40% off discount for this week. The precision rifle is featured right here. This is the 40% discount for this week. We also have the railgun. This is worth it at full purchase value at 100%. And the RPG is featured here. The carbine rifle Mark 1 plus the nightstick as well. We are going to be wrapping everything up right here, though, ladies and gentlemen, so I do want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Of course, if you guys did go on to enjoy, or if you just found the information helpful, consider dropping a like on this video, and also consider subscribing to the channel if you guys are new, and you want to see more GTA Online content just like this, because there's a lot more where this came from, especially checking me out over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, particularly twitch.tv/HazardousHDTV for more GTA Online money grinding live streams. It is the GTA 6 waiting room over there. Also, you can feel free to check out my YouTube Shorts, TikToks, Instagram Reels as well for some daily short-form rapid-fire content on some GTA Online tips, tricks, updates, news, guides, leaks, tips, and more. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow with the Money Guy talking about the Gerald's Last Play missions, the normal Gerald contact missions that are on double money, plus the G's caches as well. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys then. Adios, amigos.